Welcome, everyone. You are about to embark on a journey through the universe as you indulge in this extraordinary essence of enlightened, empowered, evolved. Let the show begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just in time. Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryant Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, where we educate, motivate, and liberate you through enlightening dialogues, empowering music, and evolving content. I know everyone's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm excited again because my next guest is an international keynoter, mindset coach, travel ologist. Did I pronounce that right? Travelogist.
Travelogist.
Yes, travelogist, founder and CEO of Soaring Without Limits Enterprises, and a whole lot more. But without further ado, allow me to introduce to you Monique Pearson. How are you doing today, Monique?
Well, hey, Luke, how are you? So happy to be here, and thank you for having me on your platform.
Yes, yes. I just want to say before I proceed that I believe that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to choose to spend just a moment of your time in the history of your timeline here with me on Enlightened Empowered Evolved, I just wanted to extend my sincerest gratitude. So thank you for being here at this present moment. Thank you very much.
Well, I am happy to be here and happy that you invited me. So, yes,
Yes,
looking forward to our discussion today.
absolutely. Let's get right into it. Um,
Mhm.
let's go back a little bit if you don't mind. Give us a little insight. And I know I read it myself, but tell the people about a bit about your military background.
Oh, well, that's pretty much how everything kicked off, I think, for
Yes.
me and my current trajectory. So I'm originally from upstate New York.
Okay.
Utica, New York is Syracuse, about 45 minutes away. Those who are probably familiar with the Orangemen. So I actually joined the military straight out of high school, went in at 18, signed myself up. So my background and what my training was is ammunition, missiles, and weapons. So being in the
Wow.
military for that 8 years pretty much took me all over the world. That was my first time on a plane. That was like a monumental amount of firsts for me.
Right.
And that is when my love affair with travel began. So after I got out, I still stuck in that same career field in munitions. I was a federal contractor in the Middle East. So I worked in Kuwait for a year, Iraq for 2 years. So I call myself self-proclaimed gypsy of the world and travelogist, which is a term that I make monikered myself as
Right.
being a doctor of all things travel. So that's
Mm.
what that stems from and what that means.
Wow, that's amazing. And I resonate with you on that traveling. I am, for those that know me and those that have followed along, with my platforms, they know that I always put up videos and pictures of some of my adventures. I love traveling. I love experiencing different cultures, being able to
Mhm.
see and appreciate, how other people live. And then I just think it just makes a person a more well-rounded person. And I have this thing where I can pretty much tell by the vibe if someone has had some travel, some extensive travel, or they haven't. They're more, with their thinking, more constricted. So I love traveling to different countries,
I
and
can totally agree with you. I just
yes,
think it just makes you more open-minded
right,
to
right.
all areas of life because
Mhm.
you've been exposed to differences. And then I just think for me, and you probably would agree, it just gives
Right.
you a sense of gratitude for things that many would take for granted if they weren't exposed to the less fortunate and the opportunities that other countries may not be given that we have and take for granted here in the United States.
No, it's true. And it's like when you travel, you get a chance to experience all different creeds and colors and cultures. And then you don't just have this one dynamic of a specific people and think, oh,
Mhm.
they're all like this. Like, no, you haven't been anywhere, for anyone to do that, So I think that it just really broadens. And I love it when I go places, and this is a whole different thing. I don't really want to focus on it, but I love when I go places, nice, exclusive places, and people are looking at me like, oh, you're
What
here?
you doing
Yeah, I'm
here?
here. I can afford this. And yeah, but I love it. I love traveling. I love, learning a little bit, of some different languages and just different cultures. Last place I traveled abroad was the island of Mauritius, off the coast of Africa, and beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, I haven't even been there myself. I need to
Yeah.
do more
Oh,
traveling. I've only been to Kenya
it's
thus far.
it's
So
it's beautiful. And my next place I plan on traveling near Africa is Madagascar, off the coast of Africa. And then I
oh
do, yeah,
wow.
yeah. So yeah, and then Cape Town, I've heard about that, and just Nigeria. I met people from there, and it just was amazing. Yes,
Mm.
yes. And
That's what, especially if we do our genetics and go back, I think it would definitely behoove us to at least step foot to where our origins are.
exactly, I believe that too. And it's just different than what and this is also another show, but it's different than what the narrative of what we've been taught here in the US is. It's not what you think it is. It's not just people running around with spears that, or people with big bellies that are hungry. There's a lot of of business going on, a lot of affluent, people everywhere. And it's not like what you just think it is. And then, no.
Well,
But
you already
I
know the phrase what they say when you assume. So
Yes,
there
that's
you
right. Yeah. And also I was able to stop in Europe, in France, and I had an amazing time there, just a little time that I was there. But yeah, I saw people that looked like me in France and speaking French. It just was weird to me because I hadn't been there, but it's no
oh,
it's no different than, someone coming from another country and seeing me speak English,
all right. That's
thinking
why I
that,
say this. We're everywhere. I actually lived in Italy for 3 years.
see,
Here
see.
recently, so we are everywhere. I'm gonna just say that
Right. And
we're
I love Italian food, but that's amazing. So what branch of the military were you in?
I was in the army.
Oh, Army. Okay. Yeah, you said weapons, so yeah, yeah. Well, that could have been Army or Marines, but yes.
Marines. Yeah, true,
Yes,
true.
that's amazing. And yes, so what led you to into this modality of being to the realm of being a international keynote speaker? Let's start there. What led into that, and give us some of your experiences in being a keynote speaker.
I would definitely say that has been as of recent years, even the business. I've been traveling for forever, but
Mhm.
I've never done it like in an official capacity. I used to book for family, book for friends, but it wasn't
Okay.
until the pandemic that I realized that I was like, I wasn't totally fulfilled. And for me, that is my passion.
Right.
So it came to me then like, I can actually use this and make a business and take all of
Mm,
this knowledge and be able to help other women to be able to do that. So that was in 2021 that I launched Swole. And then far as last year is actually when I started speaking. Like others saw that capability in me prior to me seeing it for myself.
okay.
I was always a person who wanted to be in the shadows and be in the background, but it wasn't until I started connecting the dots as to why that was from past trauma, wanting to stay hidden,
Mm,
not wanting to be
yes.
seen. So once I was able to reach to a place as far as completing my healing, I wanted to be that spokesperson, that person who would come forward and say, if it was possible for me to do it, and I'm in my late 40s, to be able to overcome that and get on a platform and use my voice in order to help others. Um,
Mm,
that is
okay.
how I came, that pretty much how it came to be. Me
Amazing.
wanting to not have other women take as long as it took me to walk fully in their power.
That is absolutely amazing, Monique, that you're taking, your journey and some of your adversities and struggles and experiences to help someone have take a shortcut in like you said, tapping into their power and reaching. And I think in my perspective also, just your experience with living in different cultures will help you be able to connect with just a diverse range of people easier.
Oh
And
yeah, most
yes, I
definitely.
think that's amazing. Yes.
Yeah, that's why it's like it's pretty much easy, and that's a beauty of it. How I can translate that.
Right.
One, the military, living in numerous countries and working
Mhm.
with various backgrounds, far as from Korea to Japan to Germany.
Right.
Just being able to be open that and not prejudge people.
Right,
I think
right,
that is a big thing, even if you haven't been exposed to others, to just be open to other ways of
right.
thinking, other perspectives,
Exactly.
can help you go a long way in being able to meet people where they are.
That is amazing. And I double down on that. And yes, just being open. That's the key. Being open, not being so judgmental. We know these people can do this one can do that, that one and that, but just be open to each, absorb each experience as it is right there, that present moment, instead of just looking at somebody and saying, hey, this about you and that. No,
Right.
that's not what we want to do. And to me, it makes you it helps you tap into more of your own happiness and balance. Because what I notice that people that judge a lot, and I've been there, um,
Hmm.
they're more tapped into that frequency, that lower frequency. It's not good for us to be in that realm. And we don't even know it because we can be, um, just used to the toxic frequency. When you're used to it, you don't know that it's not good for you. You're just used to it.
I
Yeah.
know, that's why I said I can admit to being there, and I'm thankful that I
Yeah.
have relationships that are we can be authentic with one another and not
Right.
tell each other what we want to hear, but what we need to hear.
Right.
And when that was brought to my attention on multiple occasions, just to be able to sit back and think like, if this is how I'm being perceived, is this
Right.
okay?
Right.
So I think a lot of times when you are corrected, or whether that be self-corrected or external, are
Right.
you willing to take that assessment of self and do what needs to be done to change it if you don't like it?
See,
So
that's the
yeah.
key. That's the key right there, Monique. And my perspective is taking ownership of self and inventory of self and self-reflecting, whatever way you want to call it, because that can be a difficult task. At one point, it was for me too. And sometimes I got
Mhm.
to pinch myself and say, hold on, look at what part did you play in this? Where's the common denominator in this? So I got to check myself and do inventory and not just look out, in different uh, scenarios and encounters that I have with people. And,
Right.
it, especially if you have developed a habit, or that's always been the way that you've been, is to look and blame or point, then it
Mhm.
takes some work to get out of that. And it
But
doesn't
it's
mean,
tough.
yeah, go
It's
ahead, go
tough.
ahead.
I'm just saying, I want to encourage those to think like, okay, I've been this way for however many years, and they feel like it's not possible for you to reroute. You
Right,
can. All you
right.
have to do is make a decision that you no longer are happy with this scenario and start walking a different path. But it all starts with a decision. It's all
Yep, I
where
love it.
everything.
I love it. I love it. So if you will, please give us a little bit more in-depth framework around swole. What is
Okay.
that? Soaring without limits enterprises. Give us a little bit of how that developed and what all does that entail?
Oh, sure. So actually, I was saying as Swole actually kicked off during the pandemic. I had just gotten back from Italy. I was in an Airbnb living for 8 months. Construction stopped. So I had nothing but time to just sit and think and reflect on my life and what I didn't like and what I wanted to change and what I wanted to do about that. So one was starting this business. And of course, we couldn't travel at that time, but I was like, we can still travel mentally. I can give them the tools and educate them as to how they can do it once we can. So I kicked off with I Believe I Can Fly. It was a 5-week self-paced course from A to Z, teaching you everything that you need documentation wise, how to plan, schedule, book, and travel empowered safely in international environments and realms. So
Mm,
I took like my 20 plus years of knowledge and experience and put that in this course. So it
mm,
started with that, and then once we were able to travel again, I my first trip I took a group to Dubai. The following year
wow.
I took a group to Bali, and then in the midst of that, I wrote my first book, which is Take That Trip Girl, the ultimate bucket list travel. So I noticed in the midst of me working with these women in groups, that I had to get into their mindset first to help them to travel beyond their limitations before I can even get them to travel on a plane. So I was like, okay, how can I help others who I may not be able to reach directly, but the book will help me to. So it's a lot of self-prompt, thought-provoking questions in there in regards to your mindset as to what is limiting you from living the life that you always desired. What is stopping you from living out your dreams? What's stopping you from accomplishing your goals? And what are you going to do about it? And for me, I tie all of that in by means of travel. If you're being open to expand your mindset, then that means you'll be open to exploring the world. So that is where that came. And
Powerful.
now we're actually expanding, and I'm starting a new community for women, Generation X. That is those that fall into that age group, and it is going to be the Triple E Tribe: Elevate, Expand, and Explore. So we're going to take that a step further. How we can elevate your mindset, how we can expand the possibilities for you, whether that be your personal or professional life, and then explore, bringing all that together and traveling the world together and doing masterminds. So that will be kicking off here in the next 60 days. I'm going to have leadership authorities, life coaches, mental health space, women who have their own business entities, just to have a collective of women who are masters in their crafts to be able to serve these things.
Wow, that sounds absolutely amazing and very empowering. And I just look how things connect, because you just said your triple E modality.
Triple E
What is that
Tribe.
again?
Triple E Tribe.
And what does it stand for?
Elevate, expand, and explore.
And see, me, I'm enlightened, empowered, evolved.
Yes. So you triple E for the triple
Yeah,
E
you didn't
branding
connect
title.
those two, did you?
I didn't until you
Yeah.
just brought it to my attention.
See,
Yeah.
great minds think alike. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So but yeah, those E's came to me too. And then I came up with the words to go with them. And yeah, so I came up with
Mm-hmm.
enlighten to expose people to, something, that they may not know, empower,
Mm-hmm.
share information that will help you tap in, like you said, to your own power, not get it from me or follow me to get power, but tap into your own power, empower
Right.
you. These conversations are empowering, and evolve, because we're all meant to evolve and change, not be stagnant, and we have to embrace change, and yes, and I wasn't always a person that embraced change, because even if it was, like I said, toxic, I was familiar with it. So I stayed in
Right.
that.
That's what
And
I
then
said. I
yeah,
think people would rather deal with the devil that they know
right.
versus the unknown. But
Ooh,
my
that's a
thing
great way to
is,
put it.
you
Yes.
are willing to step outside of your comfort zone, that is your growth zone.
Right.
I have gotten to higher plateaus in my personal and
Mhm.
professional life because I did things afraid. They were unfamiliar, they were challenges, but once you conquer one challenge, it empowers you to be able to try it again because you did
Mhm.
it once. You gave
Right.
yourself that evidence that you are capable of facing a fear, overcoming it, and seeing through to the other side. So,
Right. Right. And that reminds me of this quote that I read from this uh philosopher uh by the name of Ralph Waldo Emerson. He's an English
mhm.
philosopher, and it says, "Always do what you're afraid to do." And at first, I didn't understand that, because I was like, "Well, you mean jump off a cliff?" That's not what he mean. What he meant, he meant exactly what you just said. Your fear to go to that next level. No, do it. You know, do it.
Yep. My favorite quote, one of them is everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
Ooh, I like that. That's true. It's on the other side of your comfort zone. Yep,
Yeah.
outside it. So, give us a little bit more insight on this amazing piece of literature that you wrote. What's the title again?
Oh. Oh, so the first one was Take That Trip Girl, the ultimate
Okay.
bucket list journal.
All right.
The second one work of art that I was a part of is an anthology project, which is Joy 365, a
Okay.
devotional for joy restoration. So it's 365 authors, a different one for each day
Oh,
of
wow.
of the day. We're sharing poems, prayers, inspiration, just shedding light because we have so many negative influences.
Hmm.
So our intent was to be able to be the light in the world. And I'm
Like it.
currently working on my next project, which will be done the end of this year,
Okay.
Soaring Without Limits.
Oh, there you
The
go.
keys to elevate, expand, and explore your mindset. So what I'm sharing here, when I'm sharing in the community, in the new community, um, wrapping up into this book as well. So yeah, I'm super
That's amazing.
excited.
And where can we find your current books right now?
Okay, so for Take That Trip Girl, you can find that on my website, www.soaringwolimits.com. Enjoy 365, you can get that on my the speaker website, which is www.iammoniquepearson.com.
Amazing. And that was going to be the next question I was going to ask you. How can people find you and to share those links? Are there any other links you would like to share audibly while we're here?
Yeah, so those two links are both my websites for those who are interested in joining the community. Definitely, you can see me on social media, Facebook, Monique Pearson, Instagram, Monique Pearson. I will be dropping that information there in regards to the masterclass webinar and all the details as to how you can connect with that upcoming community, which is the Triple E tribe for our Gen X ladies.
Like that. Yes, yes. Empowering the ladies through an already empowered uh, woman. That's amazing. Is there anything else that we might have missed that you would like to highlight, or are there any words of encouragement or anything that you have coming up else that you would like to say?
Oh, yeah. So, those who would like to be in the midst of empowering energy, those who like, you know what, I don't have a local community to tap into or people who I can look up to. Um, Welcome Back Champion Summits. I'm going to be part of that. That is going to have some powerhouse speakers for people who are interested in tapping into that. That is going to be in July 24th through the 26th. It's going to be 3 days. So we have some big names, Cheryl Wood and some other
Mm.
powerful speakers. It is free to attend. So welcome back champion summit.com. You can go ahead and sign up for that. June 12th, I am going to be featured in the Making of an Entrepreneur docu-series.
Oh,
It's going
wow.
to be myself as well as 24 other entrepreneurs. And what we're doing is peeling back and giving you all an inside look as to how we came to be the people that we are today, starting from our challenges, our pitfalls, our journeys to the road to success, and sharing words of wisdom. So that will be on YouTube, that'll be on Amazon Prime, and some
Oh,
other
wow.
numerous platforms, too many to name. One Plus, One Stage TV, Roku TV. I can't remember all of them, but go to my social media platforms. You can definitely check that out there. Those who are in the East Coast, feel free to join me for the second annual Leo Conferences Women Empowerment Conference. That's going to be an in-person event, July 11th through the 12th. I'll be speaking along with 90 other women at this empowerment conference there in Manhattan.
Oh,
And
wow.
what else? Yeah, please go on to my social media. I can't keep up with all of them, but everything is there. Definitely connect with me. I would love to connect for those who are looking to be connected to a positive minded individuals, for those who
Right.
are seeking greater and who may not have that as a local resource. We can definitely
Mm.
connect with you all virtually.
Wow, thank you for sharing all that. That sounds absolutely amazing. You got so much amazing um just things going on to be quite simple. And that's amazing. Everything's just developing and just more to come. And it's like I know the journey too, from my experience. The more that you just deep diving and tapping in, the more things unfold and the more
Right.
things,
That's what I
yeah.
was going to share as my takeaway, that once you tap into, I believe, what is your God-given gifts and your
Right.
abilities, and not run from where it would take you, opportunities will fall and open to you. Just because
I
you're
second
one
that.
being obedient to using the tools that you are naturally gifted with. So I'm just
Yes.
like, I would encourage those who are not, who definitely those who know what their purpose are on this earth, that is not meant for you to keep it to yourself. Gifts are meant to be given. And then when you are willing to give another gifts, you're blessed with more. So that's what I would share.
See, I can't orchestrate it any better than that. Yeah, exactly. You just took the words right out of my mind and put them in the right order. So thank you very much, Monique, for again for coming on here and bringing some more value to not only myself but to the platform and everyone who's watching and or listening. I appreciate you very much, and yeah, thank you for condensing all that you have going on into this 30-minute segment. I appreciate
Well,
it.
thanks for giving me the platform to do so. Yeah, it tastes pretty good.
Absolutely,
How much
absolutely.
you can accomplish in a small amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. But I like to leave people wanting more and
Mhm.
leave people even uh f- finding out things, right? And still being inquisitive. Like leave them inquisitive, like, hey, I want to know more. Okay. Well, if you want to know more, click
Connect. This is the
yeah,
trailer. This is the
tap
Luke's
in,
trailer.
then tap in, click those links and
There
find
you
out
go.
more, you know? Yeah. So yeah, I don't want to give too much. And I used to give to me, I used to give too much. I used to watch some of my old interviews and I would say,
Uh-huh.
it's a little bit too long. That's just, and I follow my intuition. To me, it was. To some people, it wasn't.
Right.
And then to others
Right.
told me it was, just people have different levels of attention span. So I just followed my intuition and said, you know what? I just wanted to make it
That,
30
I
minutes.
feel that never steers you wrong, as far as that is
Right.
your internal GPS. So it
Right.
always knows the right way to go.
Exactly.
So
So I went by the feel and I said 30 minutes. I said 15 minutes. That's a little bit too short. Let me get 30 minutes. That's good. Because before you
hmm
know it, you get into a good high energy, high level conversation, and before you know it, it's done. And you're like, wait, I had more to say.
like,
Next
ooh,
time,
it's
part two.
over.
Yes, yes.
That.
hmm Okay. But thank you very much again. And thank you everyone for watching. Thank you. Thank you everyone for tuning in and for sharing some of your valuable time here with me on Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved and my amazing, extraordinary guest. I appreciate it. Be sure to share it, hit the like button, subscribe. Yeah, get this information out there. Help elevate the planet, help enlighten the planet, empower the planet so that we can all evolve. Appreciate it. Thank you. Be sure to look at the description of the segment and click those links. Check it out. Until next time, love and appreciation to everyone. Enlightened, empowered, evolved. See you soon.